What lessons have you been taking away from kind of your transition and all your time as a blogger and podcaster?
What lessons? So I'm a firm believer that whatever you are doing, we're going to get real deep here. Whatever you're doing, you have to be passionate about it. I don't believe in, and I know that there's a lot of people that say you go to work, and the whole reason you go to work is so you can earn money, and you do this whole thing. I know that's important to a lot of people, and I think it's a load of horseshit. Mm-hmm. I think that you go to work because you want to do something, and what that work is should be as important to you as everything else in your life, or else why are you doing it? It doesn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think everything you do in life has to have a very specific purpose to you as a human being, and I want to find more and more ways constantly to just keep improving that relationship that I have with my actions to the why behind it all, if that makes sense. And I think that took me a long time to kind of figure out and to understand that was okay, and to understand that you can kind of take risks based off of that because you know that you're doing it for the right reason. And even if, a project doesn't work, or, something comes out and you're like, oh, shoot, I just spent how much time doing this and I didn't make anything off of it. Like that didn't work out the way it was supposed to. I wasted 40 hours doing this thing and didn't make anything. That's not why you were doing it in the first place. So it doesn't, you don't get that sting of it, and you don't get that feeling. It's like, oh, the reason I was doing this was this, and here's what I was trying to get out of it, and here's what I did get out of it. And then you keep kind of moving to the next thing. If that answers the question.
I think so.
The lesson for me is just, do what you do because you need to be doing it, not because you think you're supposed to be doing it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can get stuck in a rut potentially because I'm miserable at work.
Yeah.
And then I take some of that misery home, even though I know I'm not supposed to. And I don't know what it is that I'm living for.
Right. Well, and it starts to ruin your time at home, and it ruins this and it ruins that. Even like little things, like, there'll be times that, like, you're mowing the grass. Not everybody wants to mow the grass in the summertime. It's hot outside, and you just don't want to do it.
But that beer at the end tastes really good.
Maybe. If you have, like, this clear thing laid out in your head of why you do everything that you do, and if you spend enough time, like, really kind of figuring that why for yourself out, all of a sudden mowing the grass has its little place that it fits into there. And you're like, oh, no, I don't want to mow the grass right now, but I know that the reason I'm mowing the grass is because I want to have, this yard cut because I want to go outside this weekend and I want to play soccer with the kids. And if there's, the grass is 3 feet tall, that's not going to work. And that's really what I want to do because I want to be a good dad, or I want to, get better at soccer, whatever your reason is. Everything starts to have these, like, deeper, like meanings to you, and again, it took me a very long time to kind of figure that out, and then to really understand how to put it into practice in my life. That's the lesson that I guess.
It's a good lesson.
And beer kind of taught me that.
Yeah. Well, you drink enough beer and you can learn a lot of things.
It's true.
Or you're just an expert in a lot of things right off the bat.
But it's also kind of like when you take a kind of a bird's eye look at the craft brewing industry and why it has worked the way it has. That's kind of part of it too. It's like you get a lot of people that are helping each other, not for, like, it doesn't help their business necessarily to help the new guy that's on the other side of town. They help them because they love craft beer and they love this thing and they want this thing to be better, and it's like a deeper understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, and then helping somebody else all of a sudden just makes sense. It's like of course you're going to do that. Like you don't even have to think about it, and it's kind of that same idea, I guess.
I like it.
It's helped me a lot with a lot of things in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of suck, but if you can find the reason behind it, it'll get you there. If
you can find the reason before you even get to the suck, that's where it starts to get really nice, is that you don't even have to think about it. Now, it can have bad sides too, because there'll be times where somebody wants you to do something like, nope, not doing that. Doesn't fit into the bigger picture of who I am and what I'm doing. And it's like, can't you just, like, suck it up and do it. Nope, not doing it.
Well, here is my, as I lovingly call it, my FU quote for if you pay me like 5 times my going rate, yes, I will do this thing for you. But otherwise, no, thank you.
Yeah. See, I don't even know that I have that. Like, people always joke that everybody has a price. Mm-hmm. I don't buy that. I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think there are things that people have a price for because of some other reason in their head. Mm-hmm. I think that there's definitely things in people's life that they probably don't have a price for. It's like, hey, what's your price to, have your kids just move out of the house and you never get to see them again? There's no price for that.
Nope.
Because you have a grasp on why you have a family and who they are and how they, are part of you, and like it's this bigger picture thing that everybody hopefully has a very strong grasp on. But when you start a business, people don't necessarily have that same kind of underlying why behind it. Or if they do, sometimes it's not as personal as your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't pay me to spend more time away from the kids than I want to.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work.
If you're going to spend time away from your kids, there has to be a really good reason why you're doing it. And so you have to understand that.